All right, so today we're diving into this wild case about Diddy being indicted, and I mean, this is pretty out there.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you see every day.
Every day that you see on Music Mobile. Someone who's, the face of Ciroc and Bad Boy Records facing charges like sex trafficking and racketeering.
Yeah, you really don't. I mean, those are some serious charges. Usually, you know that kind of stuff with organized crime. Not exactly Grammy winners.
No kidding. And to make it even crazier, the raid on his place in Miami, I mean, what they found? 1,000 bottles of baby oil, cocaine, ketamine, Molly, GHB. I mean, what was going on in there?
I mean, it sounds like they were ready to party for a whole year.
Yeah, a whole decade, maybe, Lord. And in times like this, investigation could go back years.
It could, and I think that's what makes it so different. It's not just a DUI or, a possession charge. This is something else entirely.
Exactly. And, we've got to wonder how much of this was hidden in plain sight. I mean, Diddy's known for his party, his lifestyle. Was there more going on than anyone realized?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it'll be interesting to see how the prosecution tries to prove that.
Right, because we're talking about serious allegations here. The prosecution is basically saying Diddy used his power, his fame, to coerce women into sexual exploitation, often starting off as seemingly romantic relationships.
Yeah, and it's not just that, it's the alleged freak-off parties, too. That's where things get really messy, allegedly.
Yeah, drugs, coercion, even male prostitutes being involved. We're going to really try to break all of this down and make sense of it.
It's going to be wild, that's for sure. And this indictment, man, it says that this wasn't, some isolated thing either. Might be talking about a decade. A decade of this electric.
Decade? That's a long time. And, with a situation this high profile, you have to wonder, were there whispers this whole time? Were there open secrets? That kind of thing? It all seems eerily familiar.
Right, like what about that hotel incident with Cassie a few years back?
Oh, yeah, with the surveillance footage?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, nobody ever really talked about what went down, but something tells me this kind of stuff wasn't exactly a secret.
And do you think that's going to make people hesitant to talk now?
Oh, for sure. The prosecutors going to have their work cut out for them. They'll probably lean into any little thing they can find, leverage those incidents to try and get people talking. Yeah, maybe offer some deals in exchange for testimonies.
So it's like a huge puzzle then.
Exactly. And every party, every incident, every person there is a potential piece of that puzzle.
Wow. And Chief is like that, I mean, that can take forever to untangle, right?
Yeah, you're talking about a ton of evidence, potential witnesses who might be scared to death to start off with a super high-profile defendant with a team of lawyers. I mean, this could drag on for years.
Years? Oh, wow. And just a reminder, Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all these charges, right?
That's right. He's saying he's innocent and wants to
Being
fight
held
them
in a federal detention center right now, Beard.
in Brooklyn. But his legal team's trying everything to get him out. They're saying he's not a flight risk, that he's more than willing to cooperate.
And he even surrendered his passport and his
family's passports, too. Yeah, they're pulling out all the stops.
They really are. I mean, it's got to be a wild ride being Diddy right now, facing all of this and trying to clear his name. It makes you think about how much we really know about what goes on behind closed doors, right?
It really does, especially in an industry like music where image is everything.
Right? So what happens when that image gets cracked like this?
That's the question, isn't it? Right. And it's not just about Diddy. It's about the system that allows these kinds of situations to fester. I mean, what does it say about us as a culture if this is what it takes for these conversations to even happen?
Those are some heavy questions. And it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, both in the legal system and in the court of public opinion. But there's another layer to this whole thing, right? Like, Diddy's team is saying they were blindsided by the arrest.
Yeah,
they're saying he was ready to turn himself in voluntarily.
Which, I mean, that makes sense, right? I can't imagine someone like Diddy just going on the run.
Right, like where's he gonna go? But they made it a whole big thing anyway. Like, I just wanted to make a statement.
Yeah, it definitely makes you wonder if maybe they were trying to use that to pressure the judge, make him think Diddy was some kind of flight risk to keep him locked up.
It's like playing 4D chess over the merits.
Seriously, this whole thing, it's like watching a legal thriller unfold, but in real life, and it makes you think, beyond all the courtroom drama, beyond all the headlines, what does this really say about, power control?
Yeah, and the price is staying right. I mean, if even half of what's being alleged is true.
It's a lot to process.
It really is. And it makes you question, like, how much do we really know about what happens behind the scenes?
In any industry, but especially in music, where everything seems so glamorous.
Exactly. So when something like this comes out, it's like a reality check.
It makes you think about all those systems in place that might allow this kind of stuff to continue.
Yeah.
You know, like, do people stay silent because they were scared? Because they were loyal? Or maybe they just felt like they didn't have a choice.
And that's the thing, right? Silence speaks volumes. It's like we always say knowledge is power. We got to keep asking these tough questions, staying informed, and never be afraid to speak up for what we believe in.
Right. Absolutely. Because this isn't just about Diddy. It's bigger than that. It's about all of us and the kind of world we want to live in.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this story as it unfolds.